Hey, I'm Jimmy, and today we're going to show you how to install your brand new WJ2 rear bumper and tire carrier. Today we're going to show you how to install the WJ2 rear bumper and tire carrier for the Jeep JK. Once you removed your bumper and all its components from the box, make sure you remove your stock rear bumper, and if you're running our tire carrier, you're going to need to remove the OEM tire carrier as well. This is all your contents that come with the rear bumper itself. Make sure you refer to your install sheet for all these steps we're going to be going over. If you're running our tire carrier as well, you're going to need to install the spindle into the bumper as shown, and there's a hole for that. Make sure you're also going to be using your class 10.9 hardware to install the spindle. It's a very thick washer, and your 10.9 hardware has 10.9 stamped on the top. If you're going to be running our rock lights or HyperQ lights, make sure you install those now, or else it's going to be a pain later. The next step in installing our bumper is to install the rear frame brackets. You're going to install straight into the frame rail. Make sure these holes are faced towards the outside of the frame, because you're going to use your hardware here and here. Make sure the bottom holes are facing the back of the vehicle. If your vehicle does not have a hole drilled in the bottom of the frame here, simply pre-insert the frame bracket where it lines up with the outside holes, measure to this position, and drill a 1/2 inch hole in the bottom of the frame. Once you've done all that, you just install it. Install your bumper with your hardware here, here, and in the bottom. If you want your bumper spaced down a little bit, there's yellow spacers included in your hardware that can go here. Alright, so now you can see we've installed our bumper. We have our 2 bolts on the side and our 1 on the bottom. Make sure you get everything adjusted on your bumper so that it looks good and everything's lined up. For those of you that choose to go with our tire carrier, you're going to have a second box in addition to the rear bumper. It's going to include your tire carrier, your spindle, the rubber bumper bracket, 2 tire mount components, the tailgate mount, rubber bumpers, turnbuckles, bearing components, spindle shims, and all your hardware. Alright, so we've got our bumper installed. Now if you're just installing the bumper, this is the end of the install for you. If you're going on to our tire carrier install, the next step is to install your tailgate mount to the tailgate here using your supplied M8 hardware. Just make sure your turnbuckle mounts are in the top left position. Now we've got our tailgate mount all installed. The next step is going to be installing our bearing components into the tire carrier. For this, you're going to want a rubber mallet, some gloves, bearing grease, as well as get all your bearing components laid out and ready to go. The next step is going to be installing our bearing race into the tire carrier. We have our tire carrier flipped over so that the larger hole is on the top. That means we're going to be using the larger bearing race. To tap this into place, just use a brass rod and a rubber mallet and tap along the edge here until you feel no gap between the race and the metal on the tire carrier. The next step is to install our bearing. You're going to need the large bearing washer, as well as your bearing seal. To grease your bearing, just scoop some grease. Make sure you're using wheel bearing grease. And just tap in the palm of your hand with the grease until you see grease start coming through the other side. You can use either side, whichever one you want. Once it's all greased, install your bearing, then the washer, and then also install the seal. Be sure to use a little coating of grease on the seal in order for it to go in there easier. Once you're all finished, you're going to do the same on the opposite side with all your small bearing components. Alright, so we've got all our bearings installed into the tire carrier. Next step is we're just going to place the tire carrier onto the spindle, and we're going to temporarily install this castle nut. Alright, so we've got our tire carrier loosely installed onto that spindle. Next step is you're going to follow the steps in your install sheet to mount the tire mount components, the rubber bumper bracket, your rubber bumpers, and your turnbuckles. Alright, so we've got our rubber bumpers installed, our turnbuckles, our tire mount. The next step is we're going to go ahead and tighten up that spindle nut. Next, we're going to tighten up the spindle nut. Just tighten it until your tire carrier is a little too difficult to rotate, then back it off until the castle nut lines up with the spindle. Then install your 4mm key stock, followed by your set screw in the middle, and then the bearing cap. Now we've got that spindle nut all tightened down. The next step is to adjust the tire carrier. The spindle should still be loose with the bumper with those 4 bolts. Lift the tire carrier so that it's just above parallel with the window here, and with the help of a friend, tighten the 4 bolts in the bumper and make sure to tighten them to the torque specs specified in the install sheet. Next, we're going to want to adjust our rubber bumpers. Do so by loosening the M10 bolts that you installed earlier. Just make sure both rubber bumpers contact the tailgate mount equally. Once you do that, you can close your tire carrier. Make sure the turnbuckles can connect to the tailgate mount here, and you can do so by adjusting the turnbuckle in the middle. You're also going to use this in order to tighten up the tire carrier against the tailgate. Just install your hardware and then tighten this until you can't tighten anymore, but make sure you tighten them both equally. Next, we're going to talk about some further adjustments you can do. If your tire carrier is leaning a little bit in or out, you can use these spindle shims to adjust it. Ours is looking pretty perfect right here as it is. It's leaning just a tad in, which is good. Once the weight of the tire is on it, it'll lean out just a little bit. If you do need to use these shims, we'll show you how to do that right now. If you're going to be using these shims, you're going to have to remove the bolts from the spindle. Just make sure you have someone holding it on the other side for you. If you want your tire carrier to tilt outward, put the shim in between the bottom 2 holes. If you want it to tilt inward, put the shim between the top 2 holes. We supply 4 of these shims, and you can use as many as you need in whatever location. The last part of our installation is to make sure all the parts of our tire carrier are buttoned up. Make sure you go through everything, torque everything down. Make sure the set screws on your tire mount are tightened first, along with the ones on the side, and make sure it's adjusted for whatever tire you're mounting. Once the tire is mounted, make sure to double check the turnbuckles and make sure everything's tightened up against the tailgate.